Okay, so I've just moved him up, and I've just sharpened my warm grey one. Just going to come a bit further down. So I'm just going to do pretty much the same. Oh, actually here, just looking at the fur, it comes over like this because we've got a little pink area here. Okay, so we're coming over this way. And then it comes down towards his leg. I'm going to take that line out there. Okay, we've got some fur coming over here. And then the fur sort of going upwards. And let's just get this warm grey into the tooth. I'll just go back and forth there. It actually is quite darker coming down here anyway. And then we come onto the leg there. Just move my picture actually a bit more. And then this gets darker. Going to take that up a bit higher actually, because it is a lot darker this side. Well, not a lot darker, but it is less white up here. Okay, then we've got like a little pinky area here where there's no fur, it's just his pink skin like puppies have. Let's put this bit in as well under the pink area. So we've got the fur coming here, the leg fur, very top of his leg anyway. And then it just goes down, which we're doing a bit. And then we've got quite a few long strands here. I'll just do the top part. Okay, and then we've got this line here where the fur's coming over. So these lines do help because they do guide you, especially for different changes of fur directions. They are good to have. I'm just going to take the top of his leg out there. I know some people do like to have a really in-depth drawing, but I find that a bit distracting, so I just put in the lines that I think will help. I guess everyone's different. Some people do like to have an elaborate line draw. Okay, so I'm literally just sort of sketching where fur direction is, and then we can go back in and tidy it up. So that's where it starts going down. Okay, so I'm going to take these lines in the middle out, and then we need to find a colour to put in there because that's quite a light pink. So I'm wondering if the pink white in the Luminance range might be good, and then add in a bit more colour after. Right, so I've decided against the cherry blossom. It just doesn't seem to lay very nice. I've just taken what I did out. I've gone to the Pablo, and this is the granite rose, and I actually forgot about this colour. This will be a better bet, I think, and it will lay nicer. So yeah, I think that is a much better bet, the granite rose. So I'm taking it over the warm grey one in places as well, because we want it to all blend into each other. I'm just going over and over just to get in the tooth. This is quite soft in here, being the skin. I'm just pushing it in. It's looking extra bright on the camera, but I think that's just because it's under light. Doesn't help. Okay, and then I think what I'm going to do is go back to the warm grey one. And then I'm just going to sort of blend them into each other. looks a lot brighter on the camera than in real life, but I think that's looking okay. Okay, right, so I think what I'm going to do now is continue down. I'm just going to rub out these lines here because I don't really want them. Let me just get rid of them. Give that a brush. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the warm grey one. I'm just going to bring that pretty much all over the belly area as a base layer. So just going to go back and forth to get into that tooth. Right, so start again. The postman came and the dogs went mental, so we've got the warm grey one, and I'm just going to go back and forth, as I say, just to fill the tooth. Just to cover all his belly area, and then we've got fur coming over here, but we'll worry about that towards the end. So we've got a little leg here. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. I'm just going to do all his stomach area. And then we've got the top of the leg there. That's going to be quite dark in there, so I might leave that actually. I'm not worrying about direction or anything here because it is literally just skin on this area, so I'm just getting plenty of pigment down because I want it to be smooth, so you can't really put too much pencil down here. So next I'm going to go to the granite rose. Now we've got the overhang of the fluffy fur coming over here, so I'm going to not go over there. So we've got like a little line that's so it sort of comes across. That makes sense. So I'm going to just do the lower part of his belly with the granite rose, and this will just make it a bit softer because the Pablos are quite good for smoothing with. They're a very dry pencil. So I'm pushing reasonably hard, not too hard to break the pencil, but just want to get that pencil in. I'm just going back and forth. Give you painful wrists sometimes doing this. Just going back and forth. But you can see it's smoothed it already, and we're only on the second layer. So I'm already thinking about the next colour. So I'm thinking the violet grey in the Luminance would be a good colour down here, and the sepia 10. So they're like a mauvey purpley colour. They're good for shading. So I think they'd be good to put in as well. This looks quite bright at the moment, but we'll tone it down. Okay, I'm just going to come up here as well, just at the side of the leg here. Oh, hang on a minute, I think I've made a bit of a boo-boo there. I think I need to, I've gone into the leg area there. I just need to take that out. That's fine, that's not a problem. I'll just take that out. So let's just let's try the Tombow. It comes out quite nicely, it's not a problem. That's better. So I've got a line there, but that's for the change of direction. So this is what I mean, sometimes the line art can be a bit of a menace really. It can get in the way. Let's just give that a bit more of a clean up. That's fine, that's okay. And just go back to the granite rose. Just put a bit upside there. Okay, right, I think what we'll do now is I'm going to go to the, let's have a look. I'm going to go to the sepia 10% in the Luminance. And I'm just going to go pretty much all over the granite rose. This will tone it down a bit and make it a bit more of a purpley colour rather than a bright pink. I use that up there as well actually. I'm just going round and round to get the colour in. Take that up into there as well. I wonder if that cotton bud would work. Let's give it another go because we've got more pencil down. It is helping a little bit actually. It is actually moving it around a bit more. Now I've got more layers down. You can see it's actually, yeah, that is helping. So that's good to know. So if you put more layers down, this is another blending trick. Now, while I've got the sepia 10, I was going to bring it up here in places. So up here it's a bit dark, so I'm just going to put some up here on the top of his leg there. A bit over this side. So I've got the granite rose back. I'm just going to, in the middle here where it's a bit lighter, I'm just going to go over again with the granite rose. It'll help blend as well. Okay, now the other colour I was thinking was the violet grey. I do it in some places, but I'm not sure it's going to be dark enough. So like behind the leg areas here, I think we're going to need a darker colour. I'll put it in some areas anyway, and then we'll say we need to darken it up quite a bit more. Right, let's concentrate on darkening these sides up. So I've got the cocoa in the Pablo range. I just want to come up beside these legs here on the inside just to darken up. I'll probably go with the warm grey 6 as well. This colour works quite nice with the sepia 10s and the violet grey. Let's do a bit down this side as well. Just going to lightly put a line up there so we know where we are. I am bringing it over further into the stomach area as well, just to help blend it all together. So here I've got the pink violet pink, sorry, there's so many names to remember. So I've got the violet pink here, and I just want to give it a bit more of a pinky tone, just to give it a little bit, not too much. It does get complicated with all the different names and the different brands. But as I say, I would have made a note for it on here, so I do apologise. So it's just a little hint of this colour, not too much. So we don't want to make it bright pink. It's just a little hint there. And we take it up to that bit up the top here, and then we'll start darkening it up. That definitely has improved it actually. I'm quite pleased with that colour. I'll put a tad of that up here. So let's darken areas up that we need to. So I've got the dark sepia in the Polychromes. I just want to darken up where I need to, and then we can concentrate on the fur areas. I just want to blend that nicely in with the other colours though. I don't want a sharp line coming down. So I'm coming into the violet and the well, all the colours that I've just put in. A bit over this side, it's not quite as dark. I'm just gently bringing it over into the lighter area, and just gently and we could get the cotton bud again just to gently smooth that over. I seem to have lost mine. Oh, it's right there in front of me. I'll just gently okay. I think what's needed next, I want to concentrate on this fur area, so I'm just going to go back to the warm grey one. I just want to put a little bit more in, just so it's nice and smooth. just so we're getting into the tooth of the paper there. I'm going to go over this top bit. I've got the fur going upwards here as well, so, and then it comes round. So I've got the the French grey 30%. I'm going to concentrate on this bit of fur coming over now. It is quite darker in there than say at the top, so I'm just going to put in some French grey, and then we can put the white in over the top just to give it a bit more of a warmer tone there. I did think about the warm grey too in the Polychromes, but I don't think it would be quite the right colour. And down the side of this leg as well. And then up the top of the leg here, let's put a bit in up there as well. And it's still looking a bit ugly at the moment, but right, so we've got a grey here as well. We've got the grey patch here. I'm going to put that in. Sort of curls around, looking at the reference photo. Put a bit on this side. Right, so let's put in some light, or white should I say. So I've got the Luminance white, I've sharpened it up, and I'm just going to start putting some hair in now. If we need to go darker or lighter we can, but let's just put in some fur details now. So we've got this fur coming down over his tummy area. much strand coming over this area, over his tummy. Just give that little brush there. Okay, and then let's do a bit up the top here. Just blend it into that little pinky skin area here in the middle. Right, so I just want to go back to the violet pink a bit more, just in this area here. Not too much, just a little bit. It also just gets rid of any sharp white lines, just so it's all flowing nice. I'm going to bring a bit of that down here as well. And now I'm going to go back to the, what was it now? I think it was the French grey 30. So just darken it up and darkening it in some areas where it needs to be. Not too much. this curl here, sort of darken underneath. My little dog's on one now. Okay, so we've got this dark grey, well I say dark grey, we've got a grey patch coming down here. Now I do want to make that a bit darker. So I'm going to probably go with the, probably a cold grey. It's not so much darker actually, well there's a couple of darker bits up here, but I just want another tone of a grey. It's just not all one colour. I'm going to go with the warm grey 6, just to get this darker patch in at the top here. Put a bit over here while I've got that actually. Okay, and then I think I'll go with the cold grey 4. I've got the cold grey 4 here. Take a bit up there as well. I might put a bit over this side while I've got it. Okay, so I think before we go any further, I think what would be nice is to try the pencil stub. I think that's the correct term to use for them. I'm just going to give everything a bit of a smooth over. Now we've got a few more layers down, just see if it makes any difference. We are working on a toothy paper, so it's just nice to have nice soft fluffy fur like he has. I know some people use blending pencils, or you can get like solution, I can't think of the name now. You know, there are aids where you can use to blend it, but I personally prefer to use something dry. I'm always scared of ruining my artwork if I use any sort of wet stuff, or I know plenty of people do use them, but I personally choose not to. I know I used to use blending pencils in the early days actually, and it just tends to take the colour out and make it look a bit grey looking, so I don't tend to use them now. I think some people actually use a clean brush as well. I find that it takes too much pigment off, but that's just me. So that's another method. Okay, well, we've got the light on it as well, so it's probably looking a bit rough on the screen, but in real life, real sort of daylight, it's looking pretty good. So I think the next stage would be to start working down on the legs, and then I think because they're quite light on the legs, actually we've got a dark leg coming under here, under his tummy. So we might need to revisit a couple of areas once we've got the lighter legs in, but we'll see what happens. But I'm quite happy with this colour. As I say, it might get a bit, we might put it in a bit darker here once we've got the lighter fur. But as I say, we might revisit it, but we'll see how we go. But I'm quite happy with that so far.